Thank you guys so much for joining me and subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever YouTube video, and I am going to be sharing with you my scary stories that I got from subscribers. Now, I have been getting a lot of stories from you guys, and I've been basically hoarding them until right now the perfect time, which is me doing my first ever YouTube channel. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, I have the description down below. If you have any scary stories that you want to share with me and be featured on my YouTube channel, it's Shinebrightwithstar@gmail. The story that I'll be sharing with you today, my subscriber named it La Santa Muerte. Now, if you don't know who La Santa Muerte is, she is very known throughout Latin America, but primarily in Mexico. Santa Muerte is a personification of death. Unlike other saints who originated in Mexico folk Catholicism, Santa Muerte is not herself seen as a dead human being. She is associated with healing, protection, financial well-being, and assurance of a path to the afterlife. Now, this is what I'm just reading off of Google. I personally seen in many different pulgas and a lot of different flea markets when I would go to Mexico. A lot of people do pray to her. I've seen it myself in Mexico. They sell statues in the flea market as tall as 4 feet. And so this is a very popular religion in Mexico. Now, the story that I'm about to be showing you, she named this La Santa Muerte because of what she saw. You ready? Grab your drinks, grab your blanket, and get comfortable. I was maybe about 5-6 years old, and my mom was sleeping in my brother's room. I'm not sure what I was doing, but I ended up looking outside the window since the window curtains were pulled up. It was maybe 6-7 p.m., right before it was about to get dark outside, and I see a person walking across the street wearing a very long shroud that also covered its head and couldn't even see the face. It was just a black figure, and I kept trying to process what I was seeing because it had a cinto and it stopped walking and looked towards me. And I kind of froze in shock, and I tried to brush it off thinking maybe I was just seeing things. So I go to bed. A few months later, I go to Mexico, and I'm at the fair in Durango, Mexico, and I see exactly the same thing I've seen at my house outside the window staring directly towards me, and I started freaking out and crying, and I go to my brother who's right next to me, and I tell him, "It's right there, look at it." And when I look back, it was gone. At that time, I didn't know what I saw or who I was looking at, but as I got older, I realized it might have just been La Santa Muerte. Oh, maybe you did see La Santa Muerte, or you maybe just see death itself. Second story that a subscriber sent to me, and her name is Huera. She named the email that she sent to me happened in September 2012, first trip to Mexico. Sally here. Just wanted to share this with you. Have you ever wondered what the meaning of dreaming certain things? Has it happened you dreamed of something and a few days later you experienced it? I have several times. First time was before leaving for a trip. Second time was while in this trip. And I will tell you both. These events happened September 2012. First, I experienced a weird dream. I was living with ex-in-law, her husband, and 2 daughters. About 2 days before I was leaving to Mexico with my 2-year-old daughter visiting my ex-in-law, I had a dream. In my dream, I had left with my child and came back, surprised my ex-husband. Well, it turned out I walked in and see him asleep in bed with someone else laying there. I asked his niece to hold my child and leave the room, and I proceeded to grab a chair and sit next to them and wait until they woken up. I had so many thoughts going on in my head. They both woke up and he gets scared. I was furious, angry, disgusted, heartbroken. I quickly grabbed her, beat her, and kicked her out of the house naked. Then I proceeded to calm down and tried to grab him, but I wake up. Later that day, I mentioned him my dream and the little I remember, and he just laughs and calls me crazy. All I said after that was, I hope you don't nor plan to, because I will find out. Well, after I got back from Mexico, his niece tells me that he was in fact going out late at night, all dressed up, and come to find out he was in fact cheating with the female. He admitted after some time, then suddenly denied it. Second time, weird and unexplained. I had arrived at the small town his family lived, very humble people, welcoming and heartwarming. Well, my first night there, I had a dream. It did not seem weird to me. I mean, who has not dreamed of an insect or animal? I went to sleep that night and my child was so happy and excited to arrive there and meet her grandparents and aunts for the first time. As we were getting ready for bed, she decided to start jumping on the bed that night and I asked her to stop. We needed to rest. So we went to bed and I dreamed that while my child was jumping in bed, a big portrait that was hanging on the cement wall fell. Now empty space was a scorpion. I woke up in the middle of the night, freaked out looking at that portrait, just hoping it didn't move. Well, I was freaking out a bit and did not sleep for the rest of the night. After everyone woke up, we had breakfast and I told them I had trouble sleeping and explained what I dreamed. We laughed, brushed it off, and went on for the day. Night came, and while we were getting ready for bed, my daughter decides to start jumping in bed. And guess what? As soon as she starts jumping, within a few seconds, all I see is a portrait sliding down the wall. And behind the portrait was a scorpion the size of a baseball. I grabbed my daughter, pulled her out of the room, and called my ex-in-laws, and they came rushing in and made sure they killed it. After that, they just looked at me with a smile and said good night. And the next day, all I said was, "That's weird, right?" And they just looked at me, smiled, and changed the subject, and we never spoke, nor have they ever asked questions. So weird, and I will never know how or why. But everything happens for a reason. I even have pictures of that day, and believe the picture shows the portrait that fell that day. Hope you enjoy. I'll be sending you some more. Wow. I truly believe that dreams do have meanings. Now, even though the dreams that you may dream of, you don't remember, but dreams always come with a certain type of meaning. It is very true. So I truly believe what this subscriber saw was basically something telling her the future. And I truly believe that whatever tried to tell her, it was maybe her guardian angel, it was maybe her spirit guides, but whoever it was looking out for her. Because one, it basically told her that her ex-husband will be cheating on her. And second, basically warned her about the dangers of her child. I find that very creepy, and I find that very, not more so creepy, yes, creepy, but at the same time it's more so like someone is watching over this subscriber. She for sure has somebody on her side watching her back at all times. Alright y'all, thank you guys so much for listening to me. If you have any stories to send me, please send it to me at shinebrightwithstar@gmail.com. Make sure to follow my TikTok, Instagram, and keep up for daily uploads. I'll see you guys later.